All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope for Thursday, the 17th of December, 2020. Big day, a lot going on, a lot of connections. We've got Saturn, the big dog, moving out of the sign of Capricorn, leaving home, entering the sign of Aquarius, entering the age of Aquarius. All right, we've been at it, the age of Aquarius since December 21st, 2012. And it's been little progressions leading up to this, okay? Saturn entering in, this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction here on the solstice is a big deal. It's furthering that progression as well when Pluto enters in 2024. It's like there's a bunch of small things to get the ball rolling to officially be in this age, Although through the precession of the equinox, we are there in this age of Aquarius. We're continuing to see the rise of the digital age, this technological era, and what that means to us in humanity, okay? So Saturn coming into Aquarius is solidifying this, okay? That's what Saturn does. It puts the pressure on it. It's also the lawmaker, okay? So now we're in the digital sign, the technology sign, Aquarius, okay? It's also the sign of socialness, the social sign, your community, right? Getting together with everybody else, which is interesting because right now we're at a time where we have to use technology to get in touch with more people. It's less physical contact, and it's more through the use of technology that we're communicating with one another. And it's less emails, it's more like video. There's what is his name? I can't think of the guy's name right now. But he's a huge life coach and entrepreneur guy that's just like, the more that you can talk with your clients, face to face, or just send video chats, and they see your expression and all this, opposed to just simple words on a page, through email or written letter. This is a different kind of interaction. Okay, so we're embracing this new interaction. Okay, now the moon, our emotional needs, our emotional reflection, our sun entering Aquarius as well with Saturn, starting to square Uranus. Uranus in Taurus, okay? Uranus rules Aquarius. And this is interesting. It's an interesting conflict in how these two aid each other. Now, I'm making this video, on Wednesday evening, and today, Bitcoin, okay, which I've talked about cryptocurrency a lot, a lot of my astrology, I've talked about cryptocurrency and this, digital currency kind of coming out, and it hit that 20K mark. The coin market cap is like $602 billion. It's like, this stuff is being solidified. This stuff is becoming very, very, very real. And there's a lot, another expression I say quite often, the single bar can be a prison if we hold on to it long enough, right? And it's these old ideas, okay, that this has to be a certain way that's going to be of conflict, okay? So we're preparing ourselves for our future. We're preparing ourselves for a very big change in our future, where we have the lawmaker again coming into this place of saying, okay, there's new technologies that we have to embrace. There's new laws that we have to create, okay? And that might create an emotional disturbance for us. And especially with Uranus being in the traditional sign of Taurus and being about money and values, okay, this creates a big upheaval and a big kind of roar. And it's a huge change. Changing a currency is insanely large. Okay, so that's just a small, a tip of the iceberg, in a sense, energy of what's going on, because it's not just money that's changing right now. It's not just money. It's just like I did a short film over the weekend in an office building. Huge, massive. I don't know how many floors it was. 20 something, 30 floors. It had to be 30. It was massive, okay? And it was really empty. Like, really, there was like two businesses in it. One floor was one guy's, like an attorney, in a small office, and it's just like this entire building is empty. It's like everybody's working from home. Why do we need to continue this old way of going, So it's like, okay, everything is changing right now. Can we embrace ourselves that the life that we had will not go back to how it was? That's not saying collectively the communication, engagement of physical touch and embrace and whatnot, that aspect of humanity, we can all hope that comes back to a somewhat regular normality, in the near future when things settle down with the virus and all of this stuff. But through technology, through work, life will not be the same. Brick and mortars are going to have a harder and harder time staying in business. It's going to be things like conglomerates. If it's brick and mortars, it's going to be like the malls, or you see like the Walmarts, where it's sadly, oddly, where there's or here we have Meijer here in Michigan, or it's just like, okay, you sell clothes and food and tools and TVs. So it's just like, creating this new future for ourselves of getting together with other people. Okay, and we're using our higher minds, higher self, higher communication, and this is where the source, we have a lot of energy right now. Again, the source of our illumination coming from that, a place of a higher mind, a philosopher, saying, yeah, we can collectively come together to create a new future. If we let go of this past, if we let go of our past traditions, and we see here Venus, which rules Taurus, which rules money, which rules value, okay, saying I value education, I value knowledge right now. And this knowledge, septile to Pluto, this knowledge is going to showcase how I live my daily life and how I work on a daily basis, okay? By me showing up, again, this place of illumination, being of the guru, the philosopher, the professor, the professor, okay, the teacher. Mercury and Venus as well. Communicating from this higher point, loving, valuing. What we value from this higher point is higher love, higher education, belief, and faith in ourselves, joy, expansion, and abundance. Okay, there's a lot of energy here, seeking knowledge as well, seeking our personal truth, but seeking like community knowledge. How can we all get through this together with all of our brilliance? We had this energy here in Scorpio, which is like, look at the big city. Once we have like a grip on this big city and what these human beings can do together, we learn how to break the rules. We learn how to break the rules, and now, break the rules in a healthy way, you know what I'm saying? Learn to play within those lines and express ourselves freely. And now it's just like, okay, well, we get these higher minds together, we can communicate and love and value and change a lot. And we're speaking of value, this is less about a material possessions, a material world. And again, honoring that knowledge, honoring and valuing the communication, solid communication from one another, right? And now we can use technology to communicate. It's just this morning, I'm talking with a friend in Sweden through it's just like, I remember when I was younger, it's like, oh my God, the analog rotary phones, and then just change to the push dials, and it was just like, to make a collect call to grandma was just like, oh, you better hurry, tell her you love her quick, and you'll see her at, Easter or whatever it may be. It's like, look how much has changed, tremendously. And it's embracing ourselves right now for this new future and creating something that's beyond us, that's living beyond us, living beyond just this day. I think that's another big aspect of this energy. I know this is getting kind of a longer video, but this energy coming up with Saturn coming in, and I put out a whole big Saturn in Aquarius video. I'll tag that here at the end of this as well if you haven't seen it already. And I lost my train of thought. That's all right. That's all right. There's a lot of positivity going on, a lot of good stuff. Okay, big changes, embracing big changes, and setting ourselves up for creating again something that's beyond this day, not just living in just this moment for now. Okay, but setting ourselves up in whatever way we can to embrace ourselves for whatever change may come. All right, my friends, have a happy Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.